Steve Chamula for membership of the ordinary members. If you just want to.
He's not ordinary though.
No, I know. None of them are ordinary. I just hate that category.
Okay. Your application for membership in the Royal Canadian Legion has been approved.
All right.
Before initiation, you will be instructed into the purposes and objects of our organization by Comrade Linda.
The purposes and objects of the Legion are to constitute an association of those who have served or are serving in Her Majesty's Armed Forces, or any auxiliary force, and others who support the purposes and objects of the Legion, which association shall be democratic and non-sectarian, and shall not be affiliated to or connected directly with any political party or organization. The Legion shall stand for loyalty to the reigning sovereign and to Canada, for the maintenance of the basic principles of the Commonwealth, for the development of a national and united spirit for ordered government in Canada, and while striving for peace, goodwill, and friendship among all nations, will advocate the maintenance in and by Canada of adequate defense at sea, on land, and in the air, for the discharge of those obligations which rest upon us by virtue of our partnership in the Commonwealth, the United Nations, and NATO. The Legion shall stand for strong and united comradeship among all members and those who have served and are serving, so that neither their rights nor their interests shall be forgotten, and that their welfare and that of their dependents, especially the dependents of the disabled, the sick and the aged and needy, may always be safeguarded. The Legion shall encourage, promote, engage in, or support all forms of national, provincial, municipal, or community service, or any charitable purpose.
Steve, over here. Having heard the purposes and objects of this great organization, are you prepared to subscribe to them and labor to the advance of the Legion's cause? If you are, say I am.
I am.
You will now make your declaration of loyalty to our sovereign and country and obedience to our general bylaws.
I'll say this along so you're not on your own.
Okay? So repeat after me. In the presence of those members here assembled,
In the presence of those members here assembled,
I do hereby declare
I do hereby declare
my allegiance to the sovereign
my allegiance to the sovereign
and loyalty to my country.
and loyalty to my country.
I promise to be true
I promise to be true
to the purposes and objects of the Royal Canadian Legion,
to the purposes and objects of the Royal Canadian Legion,
as set forth in the Constitution thereof,
as set forth in the Constitution thereof. That's hard.
to observe its rules and bylaws,
To observe its rules and bylaws,
and ever strive by all proper means
and ever strive by all proper means
to promote the work of the organization,
to promote the work of the organization,
including active participation in poppy campaigns,
including active participation
poppy campaign,
in poppy in poppy campaign.
and further,
And further,
I make oath and declare
I make oath and declare
that I am not a member of
that I am not a member of
or affiliated with
or affiliated with
any group,
any group,
party, or sect
party, or sect
whose interests conflict
whose interests conflict
with the avowed purposes of the Legion,
with the avowed purposes
and do not
and do not
and will not support any organization
and will not support any organization
advocating the overthrow by force
advocating
the overthrow by force
of organized government in Canada
of organized government
of
in Canada,
or which encourages
or which encourages
encourages
or participates in
or participates in
subversive action, or propaganda.
Subversive.
Subversive
Action
action
or
or
propaganda.
propaganda.
Okay. I now declare you duly admitted to membership in the 220 branch of the Royal Canadian Legion, entitled to the privileges of your membership and subject to all obligations connected therewith. New members remain standing, all others please be seated. Just stay seated. We will now explain the emblems of the Legion which are displayed before you.
The blood red poppy of Flanders is immortalized as an emblem of sacrifice and remembrance for the honoring of the thousands who laid down their lives for those ideals which we as Canadians cherish. The poppy calls upon us to remember not only those who have died, but also those they left dependent and those who still suffer from honorable wounds and disabilities. The poppy challenges us to serve in peace, as in war, to help those who need our help and to protect those who need our protection. The torch is symbolic of justice, honor, and freedom for which our comrades fought and died. We who are left must pledge ourselves to hold it high, lest we break faith with those who died.
Is that all you want?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Our badge is a symbolic badge. The crown is the St. Edward crown used by the sovereign. The red maple leaf on white background is derived from the Canadian coat of arms. Our pledge and motto, "We will remember them," is in the outside circle. It is in Latin, a language generally used on badges, crests, and banners of national and military emblems. The word Legion in gold and the background in blue represents the official colors of the Legion. The poppy is a symbol of remembrance. This badge was approved by the sovereign. It is to be worn honorably and proudly. Comrades, it gives me much pleasure to extend the right hand of comradeship and to present you with your Legion badge.
Oh, it's right there. Light reading.
Yeah, I bet. I'm trying to pull it to help. Guess it's good.
You're all good.
Thanks, Gord.
You are now a member of an organization which is unique in that it is based upon a common service and the sacrifices that have been made. It has to offer comradeship only and asks of its members service not for self but for those of our comrades or their dependents who are in need or distress. It requires you to be ever zealous in any work which will make our country and our Commonwealth more truly representative of the ideals for which our comrades laid down their lives. May you ever remember these great principles and loyally cooperate with your comrades for their advancement. Would the new members, would the new member please turn and receive a welcome from their comrades?
Steve.
That's it.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm sorry, my ears now all the cushion.
Well, that's okay.
That's
You're doing
okay.
great.
You did just fine. That's okay.
Really
It was
good.
perfect.
Here, you can have your seat again and
Thank you.
finish your lunch.
You did good, Steve.